prepare for the elections ahead within your party, some members of the party, some sections feel aggrieved, especially with the 5 years qualification, 5 years stay within the party to qualify you for flag bearer position. An individual like Chief Sam Sumana, for example, is somebody who, is no secret, has been very interested in becoming president of Sierra Leone. Even while he was a member of the APC, till he formed C4C, he became the presidential candidate, and he's back. For him and some of his supporters, the assumption is this is just a clause there to disenfranchise him from accessing that opportunity of becoming flag bearer of the party.
Now, what is a constitution? A constitution is an organized body of laws, principles, and customs by which an institution is established and governed. A constitution cannot be drawn up for one individual, not one single individual. These are basic eligibility requirements. The March 7, 2022 Constitution, which some of us championed, for which we are proponents, for which we also paid the price, is a constitution that is meant to cater for every shades of opinion, every individual. That is most of the reason we have to understand this clearly. The Constitution did not target Chief Alhaji Abubakar Sam Sumana. We need to know this clearly. I hate having this discussion, but these are basic standard requirements. We have said...
But this Constitution was reviewed, correct?
It was repealed and replaced.
When?
In 2022, March 7th.
Before that, what did the Constitution say about your membership duration to qualify you for flag bearer?
Yeah, well, that has been repealed and replaced.
No, I'm asking, before that, before the new Constitution, what did the old one say?
You cannot take the law into retrospect. I don't want to go there.
Yeah, but we need to know, what did the old Constitution say?
You have to be qualified to be elected. Now, the old Constitution, which some of us against.
It did not give time?
Yeah, you have asked the question.
Yeah, but answer that question because it helps us to know where we're heading. Specifically speak to that. What did it say?
Yeah. For you to be qualified, there are standard eligibility requirements even in the 1995 Constitution of the APC. But because that Constitution was repealed and replaced,
I want to know
I don't even want to go back to that Constitution.
What did that Constitution say?
Well,
did it still say 5 years?
No, the 1995 Constitution is not under review, Phebean. So we don't need to even mention it. It has been repealed and replaced. So it makes no sense.
That's on your assessment to you. Pardon the senseless conversation for now, because it makes no sense to you. But to other people, it does make sense.
Phebean, that Constitution is now in the dustbin of history.
So I'm asking you intentionally because this new Constitution came into effect in 2022.
Yes.
And this was a period when Sam Sumana was no longer a member of the APC. It would be easy for one to assume that while the constitutional review process was ongoing, there are people who had seen the case of Sam Sumana and wanted to address that, and intentionally now putting this new clause within the Constitution to say you should have been a member for up to 5 years before you qualify.
No, I want to disagree. Now, the 5-year eligibility requirement is not only for the leader and flag bearer of the APC, even for other national officers of the party. Now, let me explain this. Maybe people can understand better. Now, the eligibility requirement, begins with the word elections. For you to qualify to be elected as ward executive, to vote and to be voted for, you must have been registered and fully paid up member for a period of 1 year. And now going to the constituency, for you to qualify to be voted for at constituency level, you should have been registered and paid up for a period of 2 years. Same can be said for the district. As for the region, for you to qualify to be elected at regional convention, you have to be registered and fully paid up for a period of 5 years. That is the same requirement for Women's Congress leadership. That is the same requirement for Young Congress leadership. That is the same requirement for all national officers of the party. That is the same requirement for the leader and flag bearer of the party. So it is not for an individual. Our Constitution did not target any single individual. But let us make that abundantly clear. The requirements are basic. These are standard requirements. You have to meet them before you are qualified.
Wouldn't it disenfranchise Sam Sumana? Wouldn't it?
Now, a constitution is not meant for one individual. You need to know this. There are other people who are also interested.
Now affected.
Yes, there are other people who are also interested in running for leader and flag bearer, for national chairman of the party, for deputy, for secretary general, for publicity secretary. They are also affected by that requirement. It is not only
was it intentional?
It was never intentional. These are laws. Now, if the Constitution of Sierra Leone says you have to be 40 years of age for you to be elected as president, do you want to tell me they were targeting individuals when the law was drafted? If the Constitution says you have to belong to a political party to aspire, do you want to tell me you can come as an independent candidate to now contest to want to be president?
You may not see it now. Wouldn't this further divide the APC?
So constitutions are not meant to eliminate individuals.
Wouldn't this
constitutions are meant to stand the test of time? We have to know that clearly.
I understand. But wouldn't this further divide the APC?
Why should it divide the APC? I have now let me establish
not only
this.
Sumana, but a lot of people.
No, but these are requirements. We need to understand this. You cannot just wake up one morning and come from nowhere and say you want to lead a party. It is not possible. You understand? If you want to lead a party, you must have followed that party. Now again, let me tell you, constitutions are meant to be reviewed.
Okay.
You understand? It is no hard and fast rule to say we are not going to review our constitution. Let me say, if the circumstances require the APC to review its constitution to make room for individuals based on the surrounding circumstance, so be it. But as it stands now, our constitution is very clear. The eligibility requirement for regional officers, for national officers, for organs of the party, for flag bearer and leader is 5 years. And that is not changing. That is just the until we review the constitution. That is the standard requirement. There are requirements from ward to constituency to district to region to flag bearer to national officers to organs of the party. There are requirements. So we need to know this. Again, what people need to understand is that you cannot belong to two political parties at the same time. Chief Alhaji Abubakar Samsumana is an elder brother. He's a friend. I have tremendous love and respect for him. He's a registered and paid up member of the APC now. He's not a member. There's no contention about his membership. Is he qualified to now run for leader and flag bearer of the APC? That is a question of meeting the eligibility requirement as established in our constitution.
Is he?
That is just too clear.
Is he?
It's a question of meeting the eligibility requirement.
Is he eligible?
I can still recall, sometimes in 2021, at the height of the COVID, 2021, at the height of the COVID, a NAC meeting, the National Advisory Committee meeting, was convened in Makeni, where a letter was written to indicate that Samsumana has applied to come back to the APC after moving from the C4C. At the time in 2018 they formed the C4C, he was not a member of the APC. We need to know that clearly, because the law also says you cannot belong to two political parties at the same time. You cannot be a member of the APC and the SLPP at the same time. The PPRC Act is very clear. The Constitution is very clear. We need to know that. So in 2021, when he wrote to the party to come back, and when the party actually replied that your letter we have received, and this is now subject to the approval of an NDC.
When did the NDC approve his membership? When did he officially become a member?
In 2023. I was at the convention. When we went to Makeni in 2023, the elections that elected Dr. Samura Mati Kamara for the second time to lead the APC, I was there.
I want clarity on your constitution, sorry.
Yes.
What does it say? Interpret your constitution for us. It says 5 years.
Yes.
But is it 5 years to when the person is maybe selected, elected, whichever you do, to flag bearer, or 5 years to the time of the elections? National elections.
Yeah, 5 years to flag bearer. It is a continuous requirement.
I'm asking because if it's to the elections, from 2024 to 2028, it would be 5 years.
No, not to the election.
Which would mean perhaps Samsumana should qualify.
No, Phebean, let us get this very clear.
So give clarity on that.
Now, for us to indicate those eligibility requirements was very deliberate. We need to ensure that the party is protected, that people coming to lead the party should have institutional knowledge, and they should understand the politics of the country. We do not want to see a circumstance in which somebody will come tomorrow from nowhere with huge money and to say, I am now coming to lead the APC. Yeah, forget Samsumana in this case. He was not targeted in this constitution. The constitution says 5 years leading to the period in which you seek to be elected into office. And then we are not talking about the 2028 election in this case. We are talking about the APC National Delegate Conference, which is scheduled to take place in early 2026. So in 2023, I was there at the convention around October or so in 2023, when lawyer Ibrahim Sori, who was the chairman of that convention, did say to us, delegates and other, aspirants that we are in the convention hall, that all those who have applied to become members of the APC or for their membership to be readmitted, I am now putting forward a motion that we accept them or reject them. By acclamation, everybody did say, let us accept them, let them come back. So it was reinstated, it was readmitted in 2023.
Now let's come to Jagaban.
Yeah.
How long has he been a member of the APC?
I cannot tell. I don't know his membership.
Is he a member of the APC?
Yes, he's a member of the APC. But I cannot tell the duration.
Because on social media, you would know that he's vying for the flag bearer position.
I am
and you
aware.
have 5 years within the party.
Yeah.
Would he be qualified by the time you go for convention?
I don't know. I can say for Chief Sam Sumana because I was at the convention where I was readmitted. I cannot say for Jagaban because I did not know the time he registered. Minkailu Koroma became a registered member of this party when I was in high school in 2002 at the government secondary school in Kenema. I have about 20 years standing. And even when I was verified, the initial date of registration was also indicated on my membership card. It is there. I cannot vouch for other people.
The voting pattern in Sierra Leone seems quite an interesting one. In 2007, there are people who would tell you that it was because the SLPP was divided, Charles Magai formed PMDC, that supported the victory of the APC. We also saw in 2018 a division within the APC when Dr. Samura Kamara was selected by President Koroma, not giving the party members an opportunity to vote for their flag bearer. That led to another disagreement. Some members pulled out of the party and refused to support. You lost elections. Right now, what we're seeing in the SLPP is some skirmishes here and there. The publicity secretary Mambo was saying it's not disunity, but whatever choice of word. Is the APC banking on the disunity within the SLPP to help them win elections in 2028?
No, we don't need to bank on the disunity of the SLPP or any political party. Even I know for sure that the SLPP is going to be more disintegrated because they have conducted themselves in rather improper manner, commencing with their lower level elections to their National Delegate Conference. But let me state this, Phebean. We are not banking on the disunity within the SLPP. And I also believe there are circumstances. You did not mention 2023, yeah? In 2020, you did not mention 2018. In 2018...
I mentioned 2018.
No, well, what you mentioned the PMDC in 2007.
And I mentioned
did mention the 2018 for the Coalition for Change that was formed by Sam Sumana. But even in 2018, there was another splinter within the SLPP, that is the NGC from KKY, that commanded majority of the votes also in some parts of the country, including Gambia. But the SLPP went ahead and won the elections. So let me tell you, certainly that we are not banking on any disunity. We are a formidable party. And I am not anticipating a situation in which people will break away from the APC to go now form a party because of eligibility requirement. I mean, this is just too clear.
Well, it has happened before.
No, well, I am not saying it has not happened. I am saying I am not seeing that circumstance because the Constitution is very fair. It is not targeting anybody. Yeah. When we came in 2018, we saw the loopholes. We did say we don't want to say circumstance in which people can be selected based on sentiment. We did say we want the office of the leader and chairman to be separated. You cannot be chairman and leader. You understand? To create room for other competitors. Because if you are chairman and leader, even after election, you continue to hold the party, family, under your control. Because you are chairman and you will separate those offices. We have also said we want to see a term limit. As previously the case, you can run for chairman of the party continuously. Now, after 2 terms,